Oh, hello everybody and everybody else. My name's Dan and I'm here to present to you a story of my own device. A story known as The All-New Adventures of the Incredible Cats Protection League. The story behind this video is simple. I was performing this story tonight in its debut performance at the fabulous Titter comedy at the Caroline of Brunswick. However, towards the end of the performance, I grew very tired, and fearing that my beard and hair would fall off in public, I cancelled the performance and rushed home, where, of course, what you see has happened. And now, beset with incredible guilt, I feel I should record the end of the story for posterity. For as everybody knows, a story without an ending is like a man without an ending. Enjoy, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Liberty. I've never done this before, sit down on stage. I like it. So I only finished this story today, and only one other person than me has read it. And based on something she said, I should issue the caveat, which I've never had to do before, that all the principal characters in this story are humans and not cats. Thank you. This story is The All-New Adventures of the Incredible Cats Protection League. High atop a hidden jungle mountain in the secret worldwide HQ of the Cats Protection League, things were quiet. A little too quiet. On duty were Captain Stroker, the League's charismatic and passionate leader, and Dr. Siamese, the young and enigmatic new recruit from the Far East, about whom little was really known. Well, said Captain Stroker, this is a bit embarrassing. 2 weeks without an incident. It's usually all go around here. But I guess it's a good thing, as horrendously, excessively intricate and violent cat deaths are down by 38% globally on this same period last year. And as you know, this is why I formed the Cats Protection League all those years ago, along with my good friend Eric, about whom I generally prefer not to speak. Yes, tell me about Eric and his mysterious disappearance, replied Dr. Siamese. No, Dr. Siamese, I'd really rather not. By the way, it is such a relief to me that you were raised in some kind of barbarically claustrophobic English-speaking environment. Otherwise, anyone reporting your speech could really open themselves up to accusations of racism. Yes, that is a good thing, replied the inscrutable doctor. Of course, it means I never really had any friends growing up, and lack all sense of cultural identity. But the whole accent thing more than makes up for that. Suddenly and somewhat predictably, the conversational awkwardness was broken up by an ear-splitting alarm. Woo, 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 etc. On a giant screen in front of them appeared an image of a large-breasted woman in an overly sexualised spandex outfit. She seemed somewhat dishevelled, and in the background, through thick smoke, they caught a glimpse of what appeared to be the Eiffel Tower. Kitty Nip, cried Stroker. What's happening? Stroker, gasped Kitty, choking as the smoke swirled around her. Tabby Man and Furball were with me. They've both been captured. He's got some kind of rocket. He's attached 24 of the cutest kittens you've ever seen, as well as a couple of sick old cats, because as you well know, it's not all about the kittens. And he plans to launch them from the top of the Eiffel Tower into the cold vacuum of space, unless you come to him unarmed within the hour. What fiend could do such a thing? Spat Captain Stroker, ashen-faced. That's the worst part, replied Kitty. It's the perpetrator. Just then a dark figure swooped into view and the broadcast cut off. Captain Stroker stood dumbfounded for half a second, then quietly said, Doctor, to the cat wing at once, and they both ran to the hangar with looks of grim determination. The Catwing had been in the air for 30 minutes already, and there were still 15 minutes until they arrived in Paris. The air had been thick with silence for the entire journey until Captain Stroker turned to his young associate and said, "Dr. Siamese, there's something I need to tell you about the man we're facing today. I didn't think I'd ever see him again. Prayed I'd never have to face him again. But the perpetrator is my old friend Eric, with whom I founded the League." "Golly," replied Dr. Siamese, "do tell." "We were young. It was a wonderful idealistic time, an age of brotherly love and universal beauty, the 1980s. We had both just graduated from the Moira McTaggart School for Gifted Veterinarians, and the world was ours. Our mutual idealism led us to form the League, protecting cats everywhere from twisted cartoonish fates, and for the first 5 years it was wonderful. Until Berlin. We had just rescued a bag of cute kittens and their mother from being dropped into a vat of green acid from the Berlin Wall, which was a thing they had there. We got them back to our old HQ, which was in the Antarctic, obviously, and they were warming up by the fireplace. However, Eric forgot the basic rule of cat diplomacy. Never stroke them if they'd been sitting by the fire for more than 2 minutes. The inevitable happened. Eric leaned in, touched the mother, and she turned and scratched him on the hand. She drew a single drop of blood. "This is a lot of information to take in. If only you had some visual aids, such as illustrations or even animation, to help with your exposition," interjected the doctor. "One day, perhaps," replied his fearless leader, "but for now I shall have to try and retain your interest with my comic intonation." From that day, Eric changed. He started to regard cats as essentially ungrateful and undeserving. Eventually we parted ways, and I never thought I'd see him again, until he returned on the anniversary of the fireplace incident, with a new name, the Perpetrator, and a new rival organisation, the Cat's Destruction League. And we had a terrible bloody battle. Although I managed to escape with my life, our Antarctic HQ was destroyed with Eric inside, and I thought he had perished. It seems I was wrong. Moments later, at the top of the Eiffel Tower, Perpetrator was holding a Space Ray type of pistol, looking at his watch and sighing when Captain Stroker walked in, his legendary claw suit discarded. "Hello, Eric." "Charles, how good to see you." "You don't look any older. You must have 9 lives." "Eric, please don't do this. We can work this out. I still regard you as my dearest friend. Nobody's been killed. The cats all look so well and so cute. Even the old sick ones, because after all, it's not all about the kittens. Let's forget this all happened and go somewhere and talk about the last 25 years. Oh, Charles, you always were such a pussy. I'm afraid you're about to lose the last of your 9 lives. The same pun again. 25 years to come up with that. Enough.
Enough. Time to evoke your termination clause. Dr. Siamese, now! And suddenly Dr. Siamese appeared from out of the shadows and stood next to the perpetrator. "What?" gasped Captain Stroker. "Yes, I'm sorry, Captain, but Dr. Siamese is not my real identity. In truth, I'm Eric's son. Call me the Cheater." "Oh, Jesus, it's a double cross." "Well, yes, it was supposed to be, But now I hear more of your backgrounds together, I agree with you, Captain. Dad, please let go of your hate. We can make this a better world for both man and cat. Never, hissed the perpetrator, and with that he raised his laser gun and took a shot at Captain Stroker, only for Dr. Siamese to leap at him, knocking the gun and deflecting the shot harmlessly into the heavily populated Pont d'Iéna nearby, reducing it to rubble and boiling the Seine. There followed a brief struggle in which the captain and the cheater managed to subdue the villain and restrain him. I'm sorry I lied to you, Captain, said the cheater. And Dad, can you ever forgive me for betraying you like this? It was the only way to finally find the path of righteousness, which you never allowed me to see with your cat fixation. Perpetrator just glared wordlessly at his now disowned son. As the police led the megalomaniac cat hater away, Cheetah turned to watch him go. The captain seized his opportunity, pulled a billy club out from his back pocket and smashed Cheetah over the head as hard as he possibly could. Gendarmes, don't forget this one. He just blew up a fucking bridge. He wiped the blood and hair from the club and put it back in his pocket. After his colleagues had been located and released, they all travelled back to the HQ in the Catwing, along with their rescued friends, laughing all the way about their great adventure. Please look out for more thrilling adventures of the Cats Protection League coming soon. Good night, everybody.